Hello students. Yesterday we have discussed force that is acting on any charged particle when it is entering in external magnetic field, and in that case we have seen the case of Lorentz force that is experienced by the particle that is moving in some uniform magnetic field. So there we have seen that on that particle a Lorentz force that is acting, and its value is equal to F is equal to QVB sin theta. So in that case, number of some special cases we have also seen, like when a particle will not experience any force, and when it will experience some force, and in which direction force will be there. So I think that the concept of Lorentz force in case of electric field, magnetic field and electromagnetic field, in all three fields I have just told you, so that is now clear. Next concept here that is related to the same topic that we have discussed yesterday, that is motion of charged particle in uniform magnetic field. As we have discussed, if any moving charge that is entering in any external magnetic field, then that will experience a force, and the value of force that it will experience, this is equal to QVB sin theta, when where Q is the charge of the particle, V is velocity with which it enters in magnetic field, capital B is uniform magnetic field, theta at which angle it is moving with the axis of magnetic field. So in this way, this force that the particle is experiencing, so obviously if any particle that will experience some kind of force, then there will be change in its motion. Suppose it is moving linearly, then obviously there will be change in the motion of the particle. As you know that whenever there is any kind of motion, then if it is not uniform, it is changing, then in that case some force is applicable on that. So let's see what kind of motion the particle will do when it will enter in magnetic field, and when it is experiencing this kind of field here. So there are three possible cases for the motion of the particle in external magnetic field, and one more thing, that magnetic field is uniform here. So it means that with a constant velocity V it is entering, and this V is, these all three terms are constant here. So the term that will change, that is theta. So angle, that is the velocity vector making with the external magnetic field. So there are three possible cases for the theta that we have discussed also before, in the case whether it will experience some force or not, when it will experience zero force, when it will experience maximum force. So let's see the same condition and its motion when such kind of force it will experience. So first case was that for this case, let me just draw a diagram for this. So this is our suppose y-axis, this is z-axis, this is x-axis, and if this was the velocity vector B for this, and this is direction of magnetic field, this was the direction of perpendicular of this one, then force it will experience in this direction. So some kind of vector we had there. So for this case, if this theta that is 0 or 180 degree. So for the case of 0 or 180 degree, it means that the velocity or the charged particle that is moving along with the magnetic field or parallel to this magnetic field, or anti-parallel to magnetic field. So for that special case, means whenever it will move along the magnetic field, then from this expression we can see that F is equal to QV sin theta, means sin theta will be 0 for both of these angles. So whenever any charged particle will enter in magnetic field at these angles or along the magnetic field or anti-parallel to magnetic field, then that time it will not experience any kind of force. So as force is 0 here, it means that there will not be any kind of deflection in the path of the particle. So if a particle is moving parallel to magnetic field, means along the magnetic field, then it will continue its motion along the magnetic field. There will not be any kind of deflection there because it is not experiencing any force. Or if it is moving anti-parallel to magnetic field, then it will continue its motion anti-parallel to magnetic field. Clear, I think. So this is our first case for the theta here. For this case, particle will do the linear motion or the motion that it is doing already and along the magnetic field or anti-parallel to magnetic field. Second case, let's see here. So for the second case, we have seen the particle will experience the maximum magnetic field when it enters at angle 90 degree to the this magnetic field. Means if this velocity vector will make the angle theta is equal to 90 degree, then for that case this force is equal to sine 90 is 1 qvb. So this is the maximum value of force that is experienced by the particle, and also as you can see that this force is constant force that is experienced by the particle. So here in this case, if you will see the direction of f, then the direction of f is perpendicular to the velocity vector. Then obviously here the particle that will do the velocity vector. And also one more thing, here no work done will be done by the particle because it is experiencing a constant force here, and also as velocity is perpendicular to this magnetic force that is experiencing, then obviously the motion of the particle that will be some kind of constant motion, or you can say that there is a work done that is doing by the particle that will be zero. So no work done is doing by the particle, it is also experiencing some force, and velocity that vector that is perpendicular to magnetic force. Then if you will see here the direction of magnetic force, suppose this is our external magnetic field here, means magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of this board here. So if magnetic field is perpendicular to this one, and now if particle that is moving, this is the velocity of the particle or direction of the particle, you can say that. So if you will see the direction of force here, so this would be 90 and direction of force is in this direction. Means continually particle will move and it will change its velocity, and its force will be always 90 degree to it. So if you will draw the locus of the particle in this way, so the particle will move on the circle here. So it means that in that case, for the constant force that is experienced by the particle, for which particle will move on a circle in which the force that is Lorentz force that is experienced by the particle, that will act as the centripetal force here. So as you know that centripetal force is directed to the center of the this circle. So obviously for the circular path all the necessary conditions are fulfilled here. By this condition, already velocity vector that is along the tangent, and you know that already if a particle is moving on circle, then its velocity or acceleration that is denoted by the tangent that is drawn at any point. So that is showing the direction of the velocity vector. So as this tangent is the velocity direction of velocity vector, then definitely as this direction, for this one we have already magnetic field, the possible direction for the force is only this one. Means this force is acting as a centripetal force. So clearly we can say see that the particle is moving on a circular path. So this is the case when the particle will experience the maximum force, or you can say that when the particle will move perpendicular, move in perpendicular direction to the magnetic field, then that time this will always move on a circle, and that will have the obviously the constant radius, and it will experience a centripetal force, and its value is equal to this value. So I think this case is now clear. In first case, when theta was 0, then for that case particle will continue its motion along the magnetic field or anti-parallel to magnetic field. But for that case, when it is experiencing this one force, that is constant force, and theta is 90, it means that these two will make 90-degree angle to each other, and also it is given already this velocity vector that is making angle 90-degree to the magnetic field. So all three cases are possible only when it is moving on circle. So at every point this condition will be fulfilled here. So for this case it is just moving on a circular path. Clear? I think there is no confusion for that case. So here if it is moving on a circular path, then obviously this circle will have some radius. Then how can we find the radius of this circular path here? So for the radius of this circular path, as F is equal to QVB, this force is providing the necessary centripetal force to the charged particle to move on this. Suppose charged particle has the mass small m, obviously its velocity is given v, and also it is revolving on a circle of radius some small r, then centripetal force can be written as mv square upon r. Clear? Means this centripetal force will be equal to this. Now from here we can calculate the value of r. So value of r is given by mv upon qv. So if we know the mass of the particle, charge on the particle, velocity of particle with which it enters in uniform magnetic field, then we can calculate, we can obtain on the radius of the circular path on which it is moving here. Similarly, we can find out what will be the time period of this rotation of the charged particle in uniform magnetic field B. So as you know that time period is means the time taken to complete one revolution. So in one revolution, obviously it means that if it is moving on a circular path, then one revolution is completed, then it will again reach here. Means it is just completing its one revolution, or you can say that the distance traveled by it is equal to the circumference of the circle. So distance, that is 2 pi r, and distance upon velocity if you will take, then that will provide you the time that is taken by it, because this distance it is traveled by the uniform velocity v here. So you can calculate time period by using this formula. So here if you will write, just put the value of here r, that is mv upon qv. So v will be cancelled out, and finally the expression for the time period that we will get from here. So expression for the time period, that is here 2 pi m upon qv. So this is the time period that is fixed for a charged particle when it will enter with uniform velocity in uniform magnetic field. So for that case it will be always fixed up. So I think that is now also clear what is the motion of charged particle in uniform magnetic field when it will enter perpendicular to the axis of the magnetic field. So these are the special cases for which its motion is circular only. Sometimes students are confused and they always say that whenever charged particle will enter in magnetic field, that will move on the circular path. No, it is not compulsory, because it is a particular case when it will follow that kind of path. So that's why I am taking all the possible cases here. So try to understand that. So if it is clear, then again you can also calculate the frequency of revolution here. Means in 1 second how many revolution it can do. So for that case you know that frequency is reciprocal of time period. So from here we can also calculate in 1 second how many revolution the charged particle can made here. So in this way the information about the charged particle, by only knowing the force that is acting on it, we can easily understand that. Clear? Now let's see the third case. So our third case is the general case, you can see that, and you can also just convert both of the cases by using this one. General case is that when this particle V is moving on moving in this uniform magnetic field at any arbitrary angle. So whenever it will move with on this arbitrary angle, then what kind of motion it will do, or what whether it will be circular or not. So for that case, suppose this is y direction over, this is z direction, and this one is x direction we have. And suppose that if particle is moving with velocity v, and the magnetic field that is along the z direction here, so this particle is making some arbitrary angle theta. We don't know what is this angle, any arbitrary angle it can be here. So for that general case, what will be the motion of the charged particle when it will enter in magnetic field at this some angle theta? So for the particular case, special case that we have discussed before, we can also derive it by using that. So later I will tell you that case also by using this one. So for this case, if you will see this velocity vector, that will have the two components here. One is its parallel component, second is its perpendicular component. So its parallel component will be along the magnetic field. So suppose I am writing it B parallelly, and its perpendicular component will be along some this direction. This is our 90 degree. So in this way, the perpendicular component here, this is the perpendicular direction. So this is B perpendicular here. So this is the case here, and also you can see this is our charged particle that is entered in the magnetic field B, that is along the z direction here. So this is the case, general case that we are going to take. So two perpendicular component, first two components of the velocity vectors here we have. Let's see separately due to these component of velocity what kind of motion is possible. After that, when we will summarize this two motion, then that will provide you the final motion of the charged particle. So first here we will take the parallel component here. For the parallel component, if you will take, so this is V parallel, its value is equal to obviously V cos theta, and this is along the magnetic field. So for this V cos theta, when you know that this is along the magnetic field, then that time it will be unaffected by the magnetic field, because this is the first case, as we have discussed, whenever particle will move along the field or anti-parallel to the field or parallel to the field. So in this case you can see that this particle is moving, only this component I am talking here. So in this case particle is moving in the same direction as in the magnetic field, then obviously it will not experience any kind of force here. So as it is not experiencing any kind of force, then obviously there will be no deflection in the path of the charged particle. For this particular case of the velocity, means whenever particle will have only the velocity v cos theta, then that time it will move along the magnetic field, means it will just to do the linear motion along the z direction, or you can say that along the magnetic field. So here it means that for this particular case, the particle will move along z axis. So here the motion is, that is linear motion the particle will do here. So I think first this case is clear. Man, just forget this case, it has some perpendicular component, just forget that. So for that case, only if it has the component, parallel component p cos theta, then for that case it will move along the magnetic field. The first case that we have discussed is, remind that, means the angle between velocity vector and magnetic field is 0 here. So the force it will experience, that is also 0. Clear? So it means that it is not just experiencing any force, it will just move, or it will continue its path. Newton's first law, you know that when particle is not experiencing any kind of external force, then it will continue its path or continue its motion without any kind of deflection there. So as it will move along the z axis without any deflection, it will do the linear motion there. Clear? First condition, I think that is clear. Now let's see the second condition, and forget this parallel component here for this case. So for the second one, the perpendicular component of velocity. So V perpendicular, here you can see this is equal to V sin theta. So this is V perpendicular, we have V sine theta. Now if you will see this V sine theta, so as this V sine theta is making an angle 90 degree, so as this angle is 90 degree, as this is the perpendicular component here, so as this is, you can see that this P perpendicular is perpendicular to this magnetic field. Means one more thing here, you can see that B perpendicular is also perpendicular to magnetic field here. And this is the second case that we have just discussed. So that's why I have just taken those two special cases to make you understand this arbitrary case here. So if you know that the velocity vector that is perpendicular to magnetic field, then it will experience a force that is also perpendicular to both component. So it means that if it will experience some kind of force, just remind the last case that we have just discussed. If we had some magnetic field in this direction, means some kind of magnetic field we have taken, and in that case some particle was moving with some velocity v here, so a force it is experiencing perpendicular to this, means all three vectors are perpendicular to each other, and for that case it is doing some circular motion, clear, and its radius we have calculated before. So it means that for that case it is just following the same case. V is perpendicular to magnetic field. So obviously when V will be perpendicular to magnetic field, then the Lorentz force experienced by it, that will be also perpendicular to these both components here, means perpendicular to V perpendicular and perpendicular to magnetic field. So again this force will be acting in this direction, means it will try to just deflect the particle in such a way when it will experience a continuous or constant force, and it will particle will change its direction there. It, as its velocity is constant, then only there will be the change in direction, and the change in direction will be in such a way when its motion is in circular path. So just now I think that case is now clear. So it means that in this case, for the second case, second component of velocity vector, the particle will do the circular motion. So if a particle is doing the circular motion due to this component of the velocity, so we can calculate what will be the radius of that circular motion for this case. So as just now before we have calculated the radius, that is equal to we have mv upon, so here should be mv perpendicular upon q. If b is the field, then q will be, clear. If m is the mass of the particle, q is charge on the particle here. So here if you can just put the value of v perpendicular, so this is mv sine theta upon qb. So this is the radius on which the particle will move, charge particle will move due to this perpendicular component of velocity, and also the time period it will or you can say that the time that it will take to complete one revolution, so that will be equal to 2 pi m upon qv. Or you can also calculate this time period is actually, you can see this time period is not depending on any kind of velocity component, so it will not change. But if you want to just see, then let's see that suppose it is moving on some radius, that is r radius, the circular path that has. So in one revolution it will cover the path, that is 2 pi r, and the velocity with which it will cover it, that is v perpendicular, clear. So let's put the value of r. So this is 2 pi upon, just let me erase it first. So t will be equal to 2 pi upon v perpendicular into r here, and the value of r just now we have calculated, that was equal to mv upon qb. So there was mv perpendicular upon qv. So v perpendicular will be cancelled out, and finally you can see we are getting the same time period. Means time period will not be affected by the velocity, what the velocity of charged particle has. It will always move or take the constant this time period to complete one revolution. Clear, I think. So here the final thing is that a particle will do two kind of motion when it will move arbitrarily at any angle to the magnetic field. So as at any arbitrary angle it is moving, then for that case, if you will see this parallel component due to which it is moving in on linear path, means first type of motion that it is doing, that is linear, and the second type of motion that is done due to this component. So you can see that obviously these two components are here, that is present in this. It means that particle will do two kind of motion. First is linear motion, second is circular motion. So if it means that particle will do both kind of motion, linear and circular. So it means if you will see any particle that is also moving on circular path and it is also doing the linear motion, it means that if it will start to move, then obviously due to linear motion it will change its radius, and again it will do some kind of helical motion there. So the combination of linear and circular motion is exactly the helical motion. And one more thing here, if you will see the direction of the circular motion, that will be obviously in this xy plane. So it means that the circular motion is doing by doing in the xy plane. So such kind of circular motion the particle will start to do here. So let's see what kind of the final motion that the charged particle will do here. So this is the our magnetic field here. In this direction we have the magnetic field V. This is Z direction also, and this was the Y. This is the X, and if it is the V perpendicular component here, here V parallel component we have. And if any charged particle that will start to move on the circular path due to V perpendicular, but it is also experiencing some kind of linear motion due to V parallel, then it will just change its radius here. So this kind of path you can see it will do continuously, means some kind of helical path on this this charged particle will do here. So this kind of helical path on this, if you will see some kind of spring, so that is helical structure. So in the same way charged particle will move here, because it is not only doing the circular path, it is also doing the linear motion. So continually you can see it is with the circular motion, along with it is also doing linear motion along the Z direction. So circular motion is in xy plane, but the linear motion is along the Z direction here. So I think this case is now clear. So this is the helical motion that is done by the particle when it will enter at any arbitrary angle. Now let's see how can you understand the both earlier cases with the help of this motion. So as in the both earlier cases, we had first case in which the particle is moving along the magnetic field. So it means theta was 0 there. So for that case, if it will particle will move only along the magnetic field, then obviously it will have only V parallel component. Then V perpendicular component, for that case that will be 0. So if V perpendicular component is 0, then obviously the circular motion that the particle is doing due to V perpendicular, so the circular motion will be 0 there, means particle will not do circular motion. Then the motion that is remained there, that is linear motion. So particle will do the linear motion along the Z direction. So that was the case of first case that we have discussed. Whenever particle will move along the magnetic field, then that time it will not experience any kind of force, it will do linear motion along the magnetic field. So that case you can see from here. Second case that we have seen, when theta was 90 degree, means if the velocity vector that was making perpendicular or that was just entering at perpendicular angle to the magnetic field. So here perpendicular angle you can see that was V perpendicular. So this was the perpendicular component that the velocity vector was making here. So in this case, this V parallel will be 0. Means velocity, the particle is entering only at this perpendicular axis. So when in that case, particle will, as this component is 0, it means that particle will not do any kind of linear motion. So when particle is not doing, so as the particle is not doing the linear motion, then the motion that remain here, that is circular motion. So only it will move on a circle that has some radius r, and that was the second case that we have discussed. So from this case you can also understand the previous two cases that we have discussed before. Clear, I think. Here one more thing you have to know, that is sometimes it is asked what is pitch of the helical path here. So the linear distance between two helix here, one is this one, second is this, means two spiral shape that you have. The linear distance, if you will see, means the distance that is traveled by the particle along the z direction, as it is also moving linearly on this one, and it is also doing circular motion. So along with circular, which what is the linear distance that is making, that is known as its pitch here. Clear, I think. So if you have to calculate the pitch of this one, then that can be calculated by, so pitch of helical motion, that is given by time into velocity. So as here one more thing, as pitch is linear distance, and that linear distance is done by the parallel component of velocity, and in one complete motion the time is taken by the particle, that is equal to its time period. So if you will multiply the time into velocity, then that will provide you the distance here. So here just put the value of time, the time period that we have just calculated before. So value of time period was here mv, sorry, I think 2 pi m upon qb here, and v parallel is v cos theta. So this is our final value for the pitch of the helical motion. So sometimes some numericals is asked based on this one also. So I think students, this topic was quite long topic, and that is really very important topic, which kind of motion the charged particle is doing, and based on this motion we are just using so many instruments. So later we will also discuss some kind of instrument that we have made based on the motion of charged particle in uniform magnetic field, and that is the actually case of cyclotron. So let's see that in next class. So for today, just end the class here.